to today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 concealers. So the other day I uploaded a video on my top 5 long wear full coverage foundations, and I thought, why not continue this and make a little series out of this, my top 5 or my top products in a certain category. So I figured, what best category to follow up foundations than concealers? So I sorted through my stash of concealers this morning. So I picked 5 concealers, and they really had to meet one of the criteria. They either had to be A, one that I reach for a lot, or B, they had to be one that I would recommend. Like, even if it's not great for me or something that I use all the time, it's still a concealer that I think is a fantastic product for what it's designed for. So that's what we are going to discuss today. So I do want to preface this video right now and let you know that all the 5 concealers that I'm going to talk about, none of them are drugstore. However, I have a fantastic drugstore recommendation that I'm going to mention at the end. You're welcome to fast forward through this if you want to just get to that. I've ran out of it, so I don't have it here with me, but I absolutely love it. So I guess that makes this top 6 concealers. But first, the first product I want to talk about is Color Science's Total 3 in Eye Renewal. I have been using this product for most of this year, and I reach for this product often. I'm going to tell you the pros about this product, and then I'm going to tell you the cons. So this is what the packaging looks like. It has this really cool tip applicator here, so this actually feels very nice and cool to the touch. So when you apply this in the morning, so especially if you're someone that has puffy eyes or swollen under eyes area, this is one, going to feel fantastic, and 2, it's also going to soothe and kind of calm down any puffiness. Is it going to be like a dramatic, you put this on and 3 seconds later you have no puffiness? No. But if you have puffiness or swelling under the eye, this definitely is a product that will help with that. This is also more than a concealer, so I primarily use this as a concealer on my no makeup days. So days that I'm not really looking like this, although this is what I have on today and I have nothing else because I've layered it. But this is not initially off the bat a full coverage concealer. This is more of a natural concealer. I usually wear this on days that, like I said, I'm not wearing a full face of makeup. Maybe I'm not wearing foundations, but I want to cover up my under eyes. But if I go for a concealer that's full coverage, then I'm going to look really odd because I'm going to have these full coverage under eyes and then no foundation. So this is one that I go for those days, or days that I'm using a BB cream or a CC cream or a tinted moisturizer, something really natural. I'll also use this as a color corrector, so on days that I feel like I'm really dark under the eyes, I'll apply this first. Then I'll go over it with something that gives a little bit more coverage. You can also use this as a touch-up throughout the day, so if you're someone that looks in the mirror midway through the day and you feel like your concealer's wearing off, but you don't want to add a really heavy full coverage concealer, this is a great option because you can really brighten and awaken the under eye area midway through the day, and it's not really going to alter or affect your makeup. It's not going to make it look heavy under the eyes or cakey or creasy. It's just a really great product to also have in your makeup bag. It also has an SPF of 35, you guys, and it has a lot of skincare benefits too. So it's more than just a cosmetic product. It's really kind of a skincare product. It is more on the pricey end of things, so I will say that right off the bat, but I really love this. And this was one of the first ones that I grabbed. This was like a no-brainer. Like, I didn't have to think to myself, oh, is this the top 5? Should I include this? No, this was like, grab it and this is going to be included in this video. I love this. So let me get back to, I'm sorry, I'm speaking way longer on this than I want to, but I just wanted to tell you today, I applied this in the morning to go drop off Kate at preschool. And then I came back and I applied a little bit more, and then it gave me this like phenomenal coverage. And I actually, believe it or not, have never done that before. I've never applied it, gone 45 minutes or an hour, and have tried to apply more. And by doing that, it really gave a lot more coverage than I have ever seen it give me before. So it's what I have on right now, and it's all I have on right now. I do have 2 layers, and like I said, I let plenty of time between the first layer and the second layer, so that first layer really set, and then I went over it. I think if I had just applied 1 layer, hadn't given it time to set, and then applied more, I don't know that I would have gotten this kind of coverage, so I've learned something new today. Okay, so we're going to hop right on the other end of the spectrum, and we're going to be talking about a very full coverage concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And this is one of my favorites, you guys. It is fantastic. This is a concealer that I reach for pretty often. This is something that anytime I want like a full face of makeup and I really want like long wearability, which should be every day, right? I go for this one because it is like fail proof. It gives me full coverage, doesn't fade throughout the day. The only complaint I would have, and it's not really a complaint that I personally experience, but I do know that if you have really dry under eyes or a lot of texture under the eyes, this might be a little bit too heavy and drying for you. That's kind of the complaint that I hear consistently about this product, is it's too heavy and it's too drying, and I can certainly see how it could be, depending on your skin type. I personally love it, but again, it might not be for everybody. The other thing that I despise of it is the packaging. I do like that it has this applicator because it makes it easy to apply, but when you go to put this in, first when you go to apply it, you want to make sure that you really, kind of wipe off all the excess because it'll apply way more than you need to. And secondly, when you go to put it in and seal it up, make sure you do that as well, because if you just stick it straight in, when you close it, it often like spews out the side and it's really messy. So if it's a product that you keep in a drawer with other products, you can come back to a big mess if you are not careful. The other concealer that I think is an alternative to the Shape Tape if you want full coverage is the Bye Bye Under Eye by IT Cosmetics. This too is a very full coverage heavy concealer, but I do find it to be more hydrating than the Shape Tape. So if you like the coverage of the Shape Tape, but it feels like it's too drying or it just looks dry or cracks under your eye, this might be a good alternative because this one is really full coverage, but it's extremely hydrating. Again, on the flip side of that, the complaints that I hear about this product is that it creases, it doesn't quite set under the eye. So if you are someone with really oily skin and you want full coverage concealer, you might want to try the Shape Tape. If you're someone who has really dry skin and you want full coverage, the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye might be a better alternative for you. The next concealer that I wanted to show you guys is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. Now, I discovered this just a couple of months ago, pretty close to when it launched. And I actually did a video comparing this to the Shape Tape because they were positioned next to each other at my Ulta. When I started reading the descriptions and benefits of both, there were a lot of similarities. This too has a doe foot wand applicator. It's shaped quite a bit different though. It's more rounded. The main difference between this and the Shape Tape though I find is actually, it's kind of a big difference, is I do find that the Shape Tape offers more coverage than the Cover FX. And this is a more hydrating concealer. It's supposed to have more of a radiant finish, but it also does give pretty good coverage. So if you're someone that has tried the Shape Tape, but it's too heavy and too drying, this would probably be the concealer that I would recommend trying next because it's pretty much just one notch down in terms of coverage from the Shape Tape. And it's more hydrating than the Shape Tape. So the video that I did comparing the two, I will have that one linked down below because I did apply one on one side, the other on the other, wore it throughout the day, and kind of checked to see how they wore throughout the day. And I was impressed with the wearability of this product. It stayed on really well, it gave pretty good coverage, not as much as the Shape Tape, but pretty good coverage, and it was more hydrating. So I do think that this is a fantastic concealer, and like I said, a great option for someone who wants pretty good coverage, but more hydration. Okay, and then the last concealer that I want to share with you guys, and then I'll talk about my drugstore find, is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Concealer. I purchased this, I want to say sometime in the last year, and when I first purchased it, I was using it every single day. I haven't really grabbed for it recently because I did replenish my Shape Tape, but I really like this concealer. This has a really interesting texture to me. It's almost like a gel, it's like a really hydrating kind of gel concealer. It does come in the squeeze tube, so that's kind of the one con I think about this is the application. You kind of have to squeeze it out, where I find the doe foot wand can be a little bit more convenient to apply. But this has a really, really nice slip to it. It feels really great under the eye. The shade that I got is also a little too light. I do wear it on days where I want a really bright highlighted under eye area, but it is, a little bit too light for me, I think. I just really like the texture and I like the feeling of it. It is very hydrating, so if you have a drier under eye, I think that this would be a good option for you to try. I really like this concealer a lot. I feel like I don't hear too much about it, but it certainly is one that I reach for often, and like I said, when I first purchased it, it was a favorite. I was using it all the time. Okay, and the concealer that I don't have in front of me, but it is one of my favorite concealers, regardless of it being drugstore or not, is the Maybelline Age Rewind. I've talked about it in past videos. I'll find those and link them down below for you, but this is probably no news to you guys. You guys have heard people rave about this concealer forever. It is a fantastic drugstore concealer. It has that little sponge tip applicator and you twist it up. It just has a very natural finish. I think the coverage is buildable, so you can get kind of more of a light coverage from it and you can build it to get more coverage if you like. I think it's a great concealer to keep in your purse as a touch-up concealer because it is pretty sheer and lightweight. So if you are someone that likes to touch up your concealer throughout the day, I think that's the one product that people want to touch up throughout the day, but you got to be careful because you don't want to use a concealer that's real heavy and continue to add more on top of more on top of more, because then it just makes the under eye area look heavy, cakey, creasy. So you want to find concealers that I think are hydrating, more lightweight, and a little bit more sheer for like your touch-up concealers throughout the day, and I think that's a great option for you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would love to hear what are your favorite concealers. If you want to leave that in the comment section below. What do you think about the ones that I love? If you love them, let me know below. If you don't love them, let me know down below and why, because I think that is really helpful feedback for people watching this video, because, you know, these are my personal favorites, you guys. Certainly they're not everyone's cup of tea, and I know that I've talked about some that I love that you guys may have tried and not had good luck with, so I would love to hear that and hear why, so that if people are considering purchasing this, they don't just have to rely on my opinion. They can kind of read the comments and see what others are thinking. So the more detail that you can give, the better. If you can talk about your skin type or what issues you had with it, I think that would be great too and really helpful. So as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!